Captain Vorous. I was the captain of a fine ship called the Hackley. Now the Hackley was 78 feet long, 17.4 feet wide, with a gross weight of 94 tons. Now we sail 2 or 3 times a week. We sail from our home port of Sturgeon Bay. We went to Menominee, then Detroit Harbor on Washington Island, and then back to Sturgeon Bay. I'd sailed that route for many and many a time. Never had a bit of trouble. Never had a worry at all. One day, and let me tell you this story. It was October 3rd, 1903. We had a full complement of passengers and crew, 19, and a full load of freight. Now, the lake was rough, but I had sailed in worse waves than I saw that day. I had no problem about setting sail. So off we went. We had no trouble getting to Menominee. We had no trouble getting to Washington Island. And on the way back, we were right off the big harbor here to Green Island. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, out of the southwest, came the worst squall that I had ever experienced in my life. Came up without warning. And those waves got higher and higher till they got to monstrous size. The Hackley was caught in its wake between the troughs of the waves. I, as captain, was in the pilot house on the wheel. I had it, holding it tight, and I tried to steer the ship in to the wind, to no avail. I called to my purser, who was also in the pilot house. I said, "Frank, come and help me." Frank came over immediately, and we both of us grabbed the wheel, and we tried to steer the ship and get out of the troughs. No, I said to Frank, "It's no use. Go see to the passengers." Frank went out of the pilot house, and just as he cleared the pilot house, he just stepped onto the deck. Great wind and waves came and tore the pilot house off of the ship and into the water. And I went to my watery grave. The ship sank. All of the passengers and crew were swept overboard. And of the 19, only 8 survived. 11 went to their watery graves. About a week after this tragedy, they were dredging the waters, trying to locate bodies. And they hooked onto mine and brought me to the surface. Soon, I was brought here to this beautiful cemetery, and here I lie. I've been here for 106 years. 106 years I have been in this beautiful spot. Not long after this tragedy, a board of inquiry was held. They wanted to determine whether I, as captain of the ship, had done my duty. I was completely exonerated. The board found that a ship of my size, in a squall of that magnitude, no matter who was captain or what were the other circumstances, the ship would not have survived. So I rest here in peace, knowing that I did my duty toward my passengers and my crew and my ship. Home is the sailor, home from the sea, and the hunter, home from the hill.